After a kerfuffle.
After a kerfuffle. The kerfuffles.
We'll find out shortly.
We are live. It'll do its thing. Come on now. Come on. There we go. The kerfuffle. The kerfuffles.
A kerfuffle? Kerfuffle?
Yes,
again?
the kerfuffles. No, we're good.
Are you sure we're good this time?
Yes. I am looking at it. The thing seems good. Stream seems active. I am drinking a Red Bull.
Okay, yeah. There we go. There we go. We are. Yay.
So, it is 8:34.
It's about damn time, is what it is.
Yeah.
Why are you drinking a Red Bull? What the hell? This goes
I felt
against
tired, and we're
all of
streaming, so I need energy.
This goes against all of the rules of the Tenno Two Drink Minimum. I'm sorry.
Well,
you gotta say it for real. You gotta put it on there like it's on Twitter. The Tenno Two Drink Minimum.
Okay. But I have my first shot here, which has the tiny little Six Flags.
What is your first shot? What are you drinking for the Tenno Two Minimum? A primarily Warframe podcast from the perspective of console casuals. Yes, we play on console. This is a PS4 Warframe podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound all that great when you say it loud, but it sounded really good in our heads. Then had a drink, and it sounded even better. So here we are.
Yes, and since it is the 2 drink minimum, I am drinking today. I'm finishing off the last bit from my Elijah Craig small batch.
Okay.
And then I have a little bit left in my Sailor Jerry bottle. And a little bit. So, I will take my first one while you do your introduction.
Oh, my introduction? I thought it was your introduction that I was just Bogart. But yeah, being a Tenno drinker, we both do have a couple of drinks and we talk smack and this week hype apparently about particularly Warframe as well as a handful of other games that we're seemingly into here on console over in our tiny shanty town of console land.
Yep. But we are primarily a Warframe podcast.
Yeah, that weirdo on screen who's drinking awkwardly from a Red Bull can. That's Cazz the Casual. I'm ShotFace, the other guy, who's usually a grown man in a bunny suit. Don't ask. And this is our rinky-dink little podcast that we do from the garage of a meth lab.
Somewhere in the Midwest.
Somewhere in the Midwest.
It's a rolling meth lab. You'll never find it.
I say that as I look at my really nice desk and all my nice shit. Like,
okay.
Yeah, we live in the Midwest. We don't really live all that bad.
No.
Whoa! I just got a weird text message on my phone. Just up.
Okay. So.
Oh, it's just John talking shit. Okay.
Okay. He's mad we're kicking it. Yeah.
John is monitoring the chat vigilantly.
Okay.
So this week we have a couple of things on the docket because we just came back from TennoCon. I'm sorry. We just came back from.
Yes. We started a new segment last time, so we're going to continue with that.
I'm not popping the audio when I do that. I'll stop doing that. I'm done with it. That joke is done.
Yeah. But we had we started a new segment last time, and we're going to continue to do that. So before we jump into any of our TennoCon news, what have we been up to this week? ShotFace, what have you been up to this week? Well, I pour myself another shot.
What have I been up to this week? Well, let's see. I have been essentially on holiday. I've been on vacation for the last 2 weeks. I go back next week. And this week I started a proper stream schedule on Twitch. My name is ShotFace. I'm easy to find. Hopefully the people who are actually hanging out on my Twitch this morning come and join us here for the chat, because we like to engage with chat. Aside from that, I've been playing the crap out of Warframe. Like I came back from TennoCon thinking, man, I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna take a step back from Warframe because all the other content creators are gonna be throwing up videos left and right of all the crazy hype shit that happened, and I'm like, you know what? Let me play some of the games I picked sales summer. You know, all the stuff that's been in the PlayStation Store that was like super fucking cheap. I was like, I'm gonna start into that again. Played a little bit of Elite Dangerous. Jumped back into what is it? Oh my god, I can't remember the name. It's the Joe Madureira game.
Joe Madureira.
Yes. Joe Mad, the comic book guy.
Darksiders, yeah.
Darksiders 1 and 2, because I bought that pack. Because I never played Darksiders 2, but I playing Darksiders 1, which I'm almost again. So once I threw that, I was going to play Darksiders 2. And I figured, this is the time. After TennoCon, this would be the time to do it.
Yep.
And I got back from TennoCon, and I had all this extra plat lying around, and a bunch of weapons I could level and a bunch of stuff to do, and I finished all that up, and I made 23 before TennoCon, so now I have, like, stuff I wanted to go back to, and re-rolling ribbons, and all this shit, and I got sucked right back into goddamn Warframe hard. Like, super.
Yeah.
Not much. I have my little frost pin on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I bought at the con.
Yeah.
My tiny little frost lapel pin. And, it's all so it stares at me all the time.
Mm-hmm. So.
Nobody.
So, you want to know what I did this week?
Oh, also, I'm finally catching up on my Netflix stuff. So,
okay, fair enough.
There's a new season of Orange is the New Black that I haven't got to, and, fucking House of Cards, which I love me House of Cards. God damn, I love that fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. My favorite thing on TV. I would say Game of Thrones is my favorite thing on TV, but I'm not as hyped about Game of Thrones as I am House of Cards. And, but don't get me wrong, I love both shows.
Okay.
Anyway,
but
what have you been doing?
You know what I've been doing this week? I went to
That damn thing. You went to TennoCon. That was over the weekend. What have you been doing this week? Where have you been, young man?
At TennoCon.
I can tell people where you've been. You've been playing The Witcher 3.
Yes,
like a lot.
I made the horrible
you
mistake.
You logged in to Witcher 3 on your PlayStation for 24 hours.
Probably.
You fell asleep playing The Witcher last night.
Something like that.
No, not something like that. Yeah, you did.
No, because I leave my console on. But I made the horrible mistake of re-downloading it because I bought it digitally because I knew I was never going to get rid of it. Because at TennoCon we talked to a lot of people, and Faven, P.S., knows that I can go on about Witcher for fucking days, man. For days.
Yeah.
But
that wasn't totally an awkward conversation after he had been spent from going to the rap party at the yeah.
But yeah, I could talk about the game forever, and I'm replaying it, going back. I'm gonna try to platinum it, even though that's fucking tallest. That's probably the tallest order I've ever had in a video game. It's pretty intense.
I can't do it. I've got too many games on my plate. Like, I've considered it. I've considered it because it's been on sale in the PlayStation Store for a while. I might pick it up just so I have something for later. Like, when I go on a work trip or something like that, I'll bring my PlayStation with me because a lot of places I've been to, so many times I like to go out and spend money. I just look at in the hotel room with a TV and room service.
Yep.
Which is kind of lame when and fucking, California and shit like that.
Yeah, but, I mean, Witcher's worth it. But that's what I've been doing this week. I've been playing some Warframe. I got in and did some runs and stuff, and did a lot of runs when Barrow's exclusive relay was still here.
That's right. Barrow was up for an extended period because people were having... We saw this at the con, at the front desk. Someone was literally talking to B. Danielle about him not being able to put in his code from his collector pass. So they were submitting tickets. What is it? Tech support tickets at the con. They were taking information and shit. Well, Danielle was. She was like writing post notes and shit. And like, she was sitting at the front desk. She would be like the first person you see when you go upstairs in the actual con floor space. Which I thought was really interesting. And but anyway, so yeah, we did go to TennoCon. Did you see anything interesting at TennoCon? See anything cool?
No, nothing that interesting. No.
I mean, I saw a sweet hoodie that Tiger Stripe was wearing. I thought that was pretty cool. B-Sharp's hoodie was pretty baller. I liked it. It was like a charcoal gray with black sleeves and shit. It was really nice. I dug that.
Anyway, but we do have a lot to talk about because TennoCon went down and holy shit.
Okay.
Now,
we were in the room when all that was revealed. We were there watching Tenno Live. We were standing next to Faven because I had run and got us a couple of beers. So, which thankfully we found where the fucking beer was being sold on the second floor
because of Sheldon.
Because of Sheldon, oddly enough. Sheldon was like, "Oh yeah, they were right there, handing me beer."
He just passed with a beer and he was like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And we just like sit down and like shook hands and talked for a second, and then you asked about the beer, like. It's right around the corner. I didn't pay for this. Somebody just handed it to me.
That's because Fred Faven, he was like, when he first made me pissed off that they didn't sell beer in this, and that's why we had left halfway through the day and went back to the hotel because we were all staying at the same hotel and went to the bar there for lunch. Yeah,
we had a pretty great time. It was pretty epic.
Yeah. Okay. So aside from all the shit that I covered this morning when I was live streaming, like the meetup afterward, meetup beforehand.
Yeah.
All hanging out, my banner getting like retweeted so many times and loved by everybody who's seen it, because I literally had every content creator and partner fucking sign it. I even got DK, even though he was only there for like 12 seconds.
Wasn't there for that long, but...
And fucking, hold on, just real quick, because I dropped a listener. He was the first guy to sign the thing, right? The first guy got to sign it when I brought it in. And then when I got done with that, and we actually went over to the signing booth to talk to a bunch of people with Fred, and that's when, I can't remember who was sitting down. Oh, who was, Zeno Gelly was sitting there, MDR,
MCIK.
And MDR Laws, fucking Sherpa and Zia were there. Zia was actually standing up. She wasn't signing anything. She was chilling. And, like, recognized her because I know the voice. And I'm like, okay, so I know who the fuck you are. She's like, oh, I'm Zia Rose. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. What she do? I tell her to sign it, and I show her because it's almost full. Like, I got Frozen Balls and Shill to sign the last, like, spots at the bottom. And then I had, who was it? Francois and somebody else, Tyga. They had signed the sides, which Tyga had fucking amazing penmanship, just so we're
yeah.
But it was pretty well full going all the way down. So I had a couple people sign the side, right? She goes above Connor and puts her name. And then I turn around and I'm talking to Sherpa, and he looks at it and he says, "No, I got one better." And he signs above her name. So, what the fuck? This is like the order in which I hung out with everybody. That's not cool.
But anyways, we hung out with a lot of people. Like, we hung out with Faven pretty much all weekend.
Just about anytime we were in the same vicinity as Booze, we were hanging out.
Which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Faven's a Tenno Two Drink creator who created the entire Grax line, like the Bolt Grax that I love so goddamn much.
Which is why I am going to be sporting XCal today. So we should probably get to some gameplay and then start covering some topics instead of gushing over the great time we had in Canada.
Yeah.
So, elephant in the room, Plains of Eidolon.
Yes. First things is Plains of Eidolon.
Okay, so this potentially open worldy situation. It's what is it? It's so many kilometer squared, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to go up, it's going to go down. People have been theory crafting left and right on what's going to take place here. There's going to be some new fetch questy type items going on, which could be all kinds of stuff, and there's going to be cosplay for your Tenno. Apparently.
And you know I love Volt, so in the opening cinematic of that, I had to watch it a couple times, and it hit.
Yeah.
The kid that's like playing the Tenno, because you see like the kids playing around, and you see like some of them are playing Grenier with Grakatas, and then there's one that's playing a Tenno. He's playing Volt. He's like playing Volt. He like sticks his hands out, and they all like shock and electrify. It's great.
Right,
oh, it was so good.
We're gonna just do some mind like break it. We're gonna crack some cabbages while we discuss. Okay, so.
Oh, there we go.
Alright. Oh, what the hell?
That was me.
Yeah, mission canceled. Oh, Jesus. Why are you failing today?
You failed! That was all you!
I was electing it. Okay. What the hell? Alright, now. Yeah, I had one click. There it is. Alright, we're gonna go with that. Yeah. So, in this Plains of Eidolon thing, they showcased a lot of stuff to be talked about. They
Wait, what the fuck? It just
what the
auto-completed me into the mission, and I didn't get to choose a relic.
That's a little weird. Okay, are you in the mission?
No, I backed out.
No? Okay. So let me send you an invite. Warframe is a little wonky today.
Yeah, a little bit.
If you want prime time, it was super wonky.
Yeah. Their office internet kind of took a shit, and they're re-putting stuff together. And...
What was that? A coolant cell has been extracted.
Yep.
This stream goes down.
But, yeah. So, if you didn't watch it, go watch it. What's wrong with you? But, this open world kind of thing with a settlement on Earth that then you you go to a door, and there's on Play Warframe's YouTube, there is actually a full cinematic and walkthrough, a 17-minute walkthrough. And that's done live, rendered live on the spot.
Yeah, no, Rev actually did do live. Fun fact, real quick. On stage, doing it, they made her use a controller. Specifically because they said her sensitivity of her mouse when she plays on PC is too twitchy to showcase. Yep. They actually handicapped her for that playthrough, and she had to stay alive because they ran into a bug that they found earlier in the day that was if the player died during that playthrough or that build of the game, it would crash.
Yeah.
Which is why you'll hear guys saying that in the background. Like,
don't die!
The rest of the devs, don't die, don't die, don't die. They're genuinely serious. If she would have died, it would have messed live.
It would have messed up live. So I don't have it on.
What?
The special scene, Donna. The Tenno scene, Donna.
No, I don't actually have any of Fred signed on, so I'm just rocking this one. But I did get his cracked skin. Actually, I got it before we went to TennoCon.
Yep. Yeah, I had most of my Grax skins before we even got them.
Yeah.
Because I just like the aesthetic. But continuing with the Plains of Eidolon talk, with that, it's this big open world aesthetic, and it's the idea of a different style of going into missions. Because normally, right now, you squad up outside, like in your ship, you squad up, and then you like get 4 friends together. You go do a mission. You go to a place and you go do something, and then you leave. It's, you get to the place, you do the thing, you leave.
Pretty much.
And the new kind of Plains of Eidolon is taking it to a little bit of a different level with, okay, you go to a relay. Because we've had this in the past before. You go to a relay. You maybe find somebody, or you squad up at the relay. And then, no load screen, walk. Out.
Well, okay.
Hidden load screen.
The dual door thing is a hidden load screen, and he says it live in the demo. Steve says, you know, during that walk through the doors, we've loaded in this like 9-kilometer square zone for you to play around it. And it will currently, they've confirmed, because Steve has been all about this, he's confirmed that it will support 4 players. They were hoping to, if it does really well, they will support it if they can go farther than 4 players. They were talking up to 8 in the zone at a time. And it's a free roam kind of area in which you can do, I guess, kind of fetch questy normal MMOs. You know, nothing wrong with that, right?
They've also hinted at hidden caves, which, depending on how they work with load systems, can be like an entrance to a dungeon that then is loaded to the area.
The theory crafting is that this will interweave with the current model that we have, which is each of the levels in Warframe is dynamically generated based on a number of tiles from a particular set or aesthetic. Like this one we're on now is a crashed corpus on a planet, right? This is one tile aesthetic that has a bunch of different tiles thrown together randomly by an algorithm. So, theory that I've heard go around a couple times now. Wow, there's nothing up here. Yeah, see, you can end up with dead ends with random generated tiles.
Yep.
So, the theory that I've heard is that if there are caves and entrances, then you could potentially load into a zone that, because the planes themselves are an instance for you and a squad of 3 friends, you could potentially load into a zone that is comprised of a, randomly generated dungeon right then there from a particular point on that map. Because if that map is going to be static and pretty well never changing, it is going to be the Plains of Eidolon. It's going to be one giant place that is, persistent.
Yeah.
Then it's going to have ins and outs. It's going to have particular points, and everybody's going to get to know that map.
Right.
You're going to figure out all the sweet things.
The same thing is going to happen there as what happens in Destiny. I've been to this exploring zone on patrol for like the millionth time. I know this rock.
Yeah, so you're going to get to know really the particulars of it.
So that's the concern that I have, is you're going to get to know the space so well.
Yeah, see, now there's a couple of other things that come along with this, and we can get to the weeds about some of the particulars, but the one thing I do want to cover is something that has been confirmed-ish. It's not, I guess it's not 100% known, but it is a thought process that they're kind of planning right now, is the idea of, at the end of that Plains of Eidolon playthrough, you see the big kaiju-looking monster, the sentient, come up, right? And that's like a ghost of a sentient, or whatever the hell you want to go before. Yeah, the fields of Plains of Eidolon are scattered throughout them is the bones of one giant sentient. Right?
Yeah, and then the bones res and do certain things, and that's the
so there's
supposed premise.
yeah, there's a bunch of lore crap there. However, so what happens, we have, there's the day-night cycle. The day-night cycle will be perpetuating, right? So unlike Earth, where it's on that 4-hour clock, like if you go to deathstacks.com and you see the clock that those 15 minutes will change it, and then 15 minutes after you load into Earth, it's magically nighttime. It's either always going to be night or it's always going to be day, depending on which 4 hours of the actual day you're on, right? So now, the Plains of Eidolon will have a timed day-night cycle, like other games. I know, like, Grand Theft Auto does this and things like that, right? So in that timed day-night cycle, when nighttime hits, here's the kicker, apparently the enemies are going to scale dramatically. They're going to jump way up there, and it's been kicked around, not necessarily confirmed, but it's been talked about by a couple of other content creators, even some inside, some inside baseball here, that they're actually going to restrict access to the nighttime.
Yeah, for a certain MR cap.
They're going to, for either an MR cap or a certain point in the actual story, because, I mean, to do Harrow, you have to have finished the War Within, and you have to have a certain point on in the Void unlocked, right? I can't remember, it's Voz or something like that, whatever. But yeah, Mott. I think it's Mott. You have to have Mott finished in the Void, and have the War Within completed on. So your MR ranking doesn't necessarily matter for that. So I don't know that they'll take that into account too heavily, because we did say you will be able to access the Plains of Eidolon at lower MR caps. People don't have a whole lot of time to game,
Right.
So what it sounds like, the murmuring that I'm catching here and there, this is not confirmed, this is kind of anecdotal just from me, hearing people talk shit on Twitter and in YouTube videos, theory crafting, is that at a certain point in the overall story, the actual cinematic quest and whatnot, if you're not at a certain point, you are going to be removed from the zone. There's going to be restricted access.
Yeah.
Right? Because the enemies are going to change.
Yeah.
The baddies are going to come out, and there's going to be, supposedly, the kaiju monster thing, the big baddie that's going to be there. It's going to be like a multi-tiered fight type of situation. It's going to take, people with a lot of player skill and, the mods and equipment to back up their fight.
Well, and something that they've shown was them just getting out. Rebecca was in the middle of a fight when it turned night, and that ticked, and they left. They outed. Yeah,
the Grenier that were there left. Now, here's the interesting part. In the art panel, they showed some new bad guys, some new Grenier ghouls. If you've read the comic book, which everybody who went to TennoCon got a free copy.
And it comes out,
it comes out in October, but the actual comic is free digital right now. Digitally from the website. And in there, they show the ghouls. And you'll see that the artwork depicted in there is very close to the concept art being showed a couple months back on Adventure. The ghouls will be coming out at night.
Yeah.
So there's something to do with the undead.
Yeah, because, I mean, ghouls are undead.
There seems to be a pretty well, stated theme here. Or rather, an unstated theme, an unstated theme of the undead showing up, right? And ghouls are present with Vor and Ekal fighting them in the comic book, which I thought was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I'm like playing Ekal right now. And you know what? Screw this. Let's go.
But something I did want to add is before I go into another big topic, another little thing. Did you ever go back and watch the Archwing when she calls it in?
Yeah, she holds down a consumable, essentially. She hits her consumable wheel and throws one down, and then she throws one down for Megan.
And they can both use off of one person's thing, so that's super big.
Yes.
I'm also talking a little bit about Fashion Frame, because if you look, this could be, like, early, granted, everything we've seen is early. Like, super early build type stuff. But it takes on her colors.
But maybe that was her fashion framing prior too, because she also had the Odinata Prime.
But it was stock. Everything was stock colors.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Because a good amount of that stuff was placeholder. You notice they didn't have the UI elements up. They had Blob wasn't there that should have been there. That would have been noticeable. And if the UI elements were there, it would have been super telling. Right? People would have been able to encapsulate a considerable amount.
which is why they weren't. And we've been having, like we talked about earlier, we've been having so many UI updates. I would not be shocked if the UI is a great deal different from what we have now.
Yes. So now that we have all that, there's some other stuff that's come out with this same reveal. We have the weapon crafting. Essentially, you can make your own weapons. Now, it was stated there's like, I can't remember, 18 pieces for each category or something like that. They had stipulated, or no?
Well, they had a few pieces, and I think it was, from what I heard, it was 136 different combinations.
Yeah, someone confirmed the actual numbers of pieces, and it's apparently a grip and a strike, which is just the blade of weapon, and then a ring, which is some type of combining thing, right?
Which
the ring will hang off the weapon. The ring will hang off the weapon, but the grip will change the stance, or one of the items will affect the stance primarily, and then just like the conversation we were having about. People are going to go out of their way to find the optimal setup because each one will affect a weapon.
Yeah.
So I'm curious as to where this goes. And Steve confirmed that their current thought process, I don't know if they haven't implemented in the build yet, but their current thought process is mastery rank will be tied to the strength of the weapon. Not the grip, not the whatever the ring thing is, but the actual blades. The blades will denote mastery for right now.
Right.
So there's going to be, I want to say it was like 18 more points of mastery total, or 18,000 more points of mastery, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
I can't remember the exact numbers. Somebody was fucking on about the exact numbers. But yeah. So,
Helios, do your job. Thank you.
That's going to be very interesting to see play out, because they have already stated as well that they want to add more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, it looks like, from what I'm seeing, and I'll say this overall, because this is with the Forge, which is, the Forge implement they show in that same 17-minute demo, where you can literally craft and name your weapons.
The naming of weapons.
Naming weapons is huge.
You can name everything now.
Yeah.
With the exception of color schemes, or with the exception of fashion frame, you can pretty well name all your good shit. Well, you can, I guess, differentiate it better.
Mm-hmm. But what I'm seeing out of this, and seeing the steps that this is going towards...
real quick, as your clan leader, housekeeping point, do you have any morning yellow pigment?
I'll check.
No, like, look at your mission screen right now. Do you have morning yellow pigment? Your item rewards?
No.
You didn't get any morning yellow pigment? Nope. It's gonna take us forever. Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
But, what I'm seeing from this, because... Okay, this is gonna sound like I'm ragging on the game. It's kind of because I am, but at the same time, I love this game. Warframe, for the longest time, has been a farming simulator. Just hear me out. For the longest time, has been
I agree with you. I agree with you. Go ahead.
It's been a farming simulator. We go out to level things up to make them better, and that is our whole purpose. When you really look down at it, your whole purpose is just to level stuff up. And it's been kind of a farming simulator to get resources. That's it. Yeah. Whether that resource be XP, credits.
The core gameplay loop is very much based in that. I don't know that I would call it a simulator necessarily. That might be kind of stretching.
Yeah.
But no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I definitely get what you're saying. I know where you're coming from here.
Yeah.
And yes, it makes perfect sense.
It feels more like to me, for the longest time, it felt more like a simulator. Granted, the simulator was fun, but it didn't feel like a full, complete game to me. And then they started doing the cinematic quests. And the cinematic quests really brought a different element to it. Granted, it was a simulator, but it was starting to have more story elements, starting to have more lore, starting to have more things put into it. And it started to gain a little bit of a feel like of an actual game. But there was always the fundamental thing of your core gameplay is not necessarily cohesive.
Yeah, stuff better.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a cohesive thing.
No.
Because you don't have a lot of the story in it.
Sorry. It's super cohesive, but it's not.
It didn't mesh the
enthralling.
Yeah, it didn't mesh the two things well.
Yeah, the lore of the game and the gameplay didn't overlap in a way that seemed cohesive. The one was just kind of there beside the other without really giving you rhyme, reason, or purpose to do the things you're doing, you know?
And
which,
granted,
to be fair, it's still kind of not there. There's no reason for me to grab all these weapons and level them up, with the exception of the story, the internal monologue that I have going for playing the characters that I'm playing and doing what I'm doing.
Right. And with the past few quests, we're starting to get more and more of that. And what I see coming out of this, the Plains of Eidolon update, is them moving to a cohesive thing. Moving to men to actually join the two.
Yeah, to try and bridge the idea of your gathering weapons and items and gear and getting better, and the actual story. Like, what's the purpose for me really doing all this, other than, you know, there's this guy named the Fucker who kind of shows up every now and again, and then at first he would stomp a butthole in my ass, and now it's like every time he shows up, we dance around him and laugh until he's here and then gone.
Yeah. Like, it seems like they're using this as more of a way to keep you in the game, keep you moving, keep you constantly doing stuff.
Yeah, which, I mean, is the overall goal. It's a free-to-play game, and you gotta keep you invested.
Exactly, and I'm not saying this is in a bad way. It may come off slightly negative, but I don't mean it to be. I see it as a very good thing.
You might just, yeah, it did a crazy pop. Are you on the globe, or are you on the...
I'm on the globe.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a, it feels like this move will make the game more of a cohesive experience, melding of Warframe, and the lore aspects and the emotional-driven gameplay of those quests that we've really been getting with the Chains of Harrow, the,
War Within, the Dream, blah, blah.
Yeah, all of those.
Yeah.
Those more emotional-driven gameplay moments are going to be helped fueled by the actual open-world gameplay, and the open-world gameplay will help fuel that as well, because it's going to be more of a discovery thing. And it feels like they're pushing to become more of that style of game, which I am 100% behind.
Well, yeah, Steve, if the Plains of Eidolon, because this is a bridging, not a bridging, like a birthing point. This is the beginning of something. The Plains of Eidolon does very well, and people are very, very, you know, into it, and, you know, gravitate towards it and love the idea that they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep adding it. It's going to, currently it's going to, in its current iteration, it's going to exist alongside the mission nodes that we have. The Plains of Eidolon will be a standalone node that you can go to, like a relay, and then load planes from that relay, essentially, right? So, wow, I got the lens there on my screen. Yeah, so it will exist next to what we have going on, and, hopefully, the hope is that there will be more like it. So you'll find, you know, each planet. And my thought is that each planet will get its own Eidolon type deal. Did you pick up the thing?
Wait. Where the hell did I drop it? Why did I drop it? Or something?
Switch weapons or get stunned or something? Because it'll fall out of your hands.
Yeah, it's back here.
Yeah, I'm close to it. I'll grab it. That's why I asked.
I grabbed it and I was like, I
thought I saw you grab it too. It's part of it. It's like, I know I saw you go to it because I was going to it, and you picked it up, so I passed it.
Right.
So you apparently did not pick it up all the way. You dropped it way over there.
I don't understand why, because I didn't see it.
I'm coming, but yes. So the Plains of Eidolon is going to be a jumping-off point for the possibility of more tiles like that. Which, you know,
Syndicate.
I got a Syndicate coming.
Yep.
I believe that's me. Yeah, that's me. It's a new logo.
Yep.
I'm gonna. Right, I think we're here.
Yeah, and Plains of Eidolon. Oh, to you.
So yeah, the idea is that they will add more. Okay.
Yeah.
Long story short, they will add more to other tile sets necessarily, but other planets might get it alongside their tile sets. So
right.
That's the hope. That's what Steve wants, because they took 3 months to essentially restructure the bones of Warframe to make this thing.
His words, restructuring the bones of Warframe to be able to make this thing possible. So, those are Steve's words. So.
Yep. So, it looks like this is going to be very good, and yeah, they were saying today on the, what is it, the actual official Warframe podcast stream, the weekly Primetime, there you go. I'm brain farting because I'm shooting things. That and tequila. Yeah, if you haven't encountered that, I'm drinking Cabo tonight. And I'm already a couple shots in, because Rob and Lily do leave for their trip to Key West here in a couple. They leave tomorrow night, maybe. But yeah, so they were saying that the game has gotten so much good press based off of that reveal from TennoCon that places, you know, this game has been a sleeper game for a long time. The kind of cult following that everybody kind of knows Warframe is now.
Yeah, it's been on the top 10 most played games on Steam for like the past
for a long time.
4 years.
I think it's only dropped off once in a great while, but it usually comes right back on for players, for actual players playing the game. Yeah, no, retention. So, I'll let Naruman on. Damn it. I didn't want Naruman. The shadowy thing. I don't want to go into it. Alright, Berserker, I have speed. Okay, grab that. But yeah, so they have been catching a lot of press, right? More so than they normally catch. And this did happen when the Warframe came out. There was a lot of, there was a good amount of press. You have like interviews with Rebecca and shit like that. Showing up on like PC Gamer and Polygon and you know, straight places. But, you know, places that you would normally think that you would go and talk to people.
Yeah.
So, because the game doesn't normally get press. It's just been kind of this free-to-play, underground kind of hit that and everybody kind of knows, but nobody really talks about it. It's not Overwatch, it's not Call of Duty, it's not CSGO, it's not League, you know? It's not any of those kinds of games. So nobody, you know, throws it in the fucking news.
Still working on
But now it's actually catching a lot of essentially upvotes in places like Reddit and shit like that. People are noticing it.
Yeah,
So
like
Plains of Eidolon.
it's grown to a huge market century. It's gone to a really high level. Like we have what, 26 million registered users.
But that number is actually lower than what it is now, considering that number was back when the Game Awards was on, right? So it's actually grown somewhat since then, and with the Plains of Eidolon coming out, and they said this before, that whenever they have a big update like this, their player base is growing just a little bit.
And I will say those numbers are probably padded a little bit because it is accounts. That's how many accounts are created, and it's a free-play game. So many people can easily just fall off and not play.
Yeah, that's the thing is, retention rates don't necessarily skyrocket, but player base numbers tend to go up around releases. However,
over time, you're gonna have your player base as it goes up. It's gonna continue to rise, because even if 1 out of every 100 keep playing, that's still 1 out of every 100. That's still out of 26 million. That's a lot.
You get, what do we get? Oh, my Kyo's blueprint. Oh, excuse me. I don't want to burp into my mic, but yeah. So if the player base number goes up, the number of people actually playing the game continuously will go up. However, because player base number has gone up for accounts that have come into the game, you're still not going to get a rate in the actual percentage of concurrent users.
Yeah.
Because if your overall goes up in the base percentage of concurrent users, while the number itself might go up, the actual percentage
may go down. Yeah.
Yeah, the actual percentage of concurrent users may or may not change. So, so now we have covered Plains of Eidolon, mystery stuff. New
Prime. Okay.
All right, we'll get to Tenno Two here in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so real quick, they did say operators are going to play a bigger role. For anybody on PC who's done the MR24 test, you play as your Tenno. Spoilers, you play as your Tenno. And you actually have to use your Tenno to destroy something, because your Tenno is actually really powerful, does a lot of damage. Yeah. People really see that, and there's some tips and tricks to doing that. Like, your Force Blast of your Tenno will take the effect effects, not the effects, but the effect resistances that the Shadow Stalker and the Sentients get. Like, you know, you hit him with something and Lotus pops in and says, hey, you don't use that weapon anymore because it's not going to have the same effect. You do less damage. It's resistant. You pop out your Tenno, you hit him with a Force Blast, and he loses all those resistances. You can go back to using the same weapon. The Sentients and the Stalker. You can do that to both of them. the Tenno's laser blast, his little lightning bolt, his Sith lightning, if you will.
Does a considerable amount of scaling damage.
It actually does scaling damage. It's really, really good. And the one that apparently a lot of content creators didn't know, which was mentioned like kind of on the sly a long time ago, it's not substantial, but it is a thing. When you go into your shadow step thing, when you go invisible as your Tenno, and you boost cross stuff, when you do that little dash maneuver, if you go through enemies, you get like 10 energy every time you hit an enemy going through that. Now the UI doesn't necessarily denote what's happening, but apparently you do get some energy return on hitting enemies when you do that little dash maneuver. Apparently that's something that... Now, I kind of got it spoiled for me a little bit, the Harrow quest, because we're here on console, so we haven't done it yet. Which, good news, they're trying to aim for cert tomorrow.
Yep.
Or aim for submission to cert tomorrow, so we won't get any real updates till next week.
And today is July 13th, so the July 14th, 2017 is when they are attempting to put that into cert.
Yes. So, according to a couple of people in the Chains of Harrow quest, there is something to do with your Tenno where apparently this would have come up. Like, this whole getting energy back for dashing through people would have been helpful. So, spoiler, apparently you play as your Tenno at a point.
Yeah. Apparently at some point that becomes a thing.
Yep. So, now, that's the thing with MR24, when you get to, what they showed at the art panel. One of the things they showed off was, or not at the art panel, they actually showed this at the live panel, was armor for your Tenno and weapons that your Tenno can take their power through and use. So actually taking your Tenno out doing stuff. So joking around about doing spy missions Tenno only and shit like that, Lua.
Eventually gonna be viable.
Could be a reality. Well, Tenno still have to stick to walls, and then maybe it'll be viable.
I just want to see a little tiny teenager parkouring through a zone.
I am tempted to do spy only fucking or what is it? Tenno only spy missions tomorrow morning. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it. Do another mobile defense.
Might do that.
Because after watching that primetime live right before TennoCon, yeah, had me thinking. Anyway. So, yeah, right now we're going to do a couple more fissures. We're going to keep going with this because Barrow is actually showing up for his proper visit on console. And I want the Bane mask for my Tenno. I want a reason to do that and be annoying. I really do.
You were not born into the darkness.
Dumb shit.
What is it?
You do not understand the void. You are elected by it.
I can't do it justice with this mic.
Just stupid shit.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to be trolling hard with that.
Yeah. Next podcast, you're just going to start out being like, and this is...
Bird.
Brr.
God damn it.
So yeah, we will get some Tenno type stuff, which on the Plains of Eidolon, Steve makes a joke about wearing a if you want to do the ultimate meta and the mech so that your Tenno can cosplay as your Warframe. If you look at that trailer really hard, like you said, there's a little kid wearing a fucking bolt mask, and those masks are there. So, and I have no doubt everything mentioned in that actual playthrough is something that is going to be done and viable.
Yeah.
He did mention that if you want to buy a sweet carpet, and you know, because your orbiter needs some
make it more homey.
Yeah, like I have no doubt you'll be able to buy a carpet and put it fucking shit.
I do really honestly want a carpet.
Look out for reactant.
I have no doubt that will be a thing, because he said so they have to do it. And even if it was a joke, he still said it. They're gonna have to do it.
I mean, for Pete's sake, they gave us Christmas lights.
Use that reactant.
They gave us goddamn Christmas lights.
Some of us still haven't taken them down. Because god damn it, those are mine.
I don't want to get rid of them.
Mine fit my aesthetic because I play as Frost every day.
Every day is Christmas.
Damn straight. But yeah, so there's that, there's the weapons, there's all kinds of neat stuff. So, we're gonna segue shortly here into Prime stuff. Like, the art panel showed a lot of interesting things, like some weapons that are coming, as well as some armor stuff, and 10 ships, an actual orbiter ship, not the orbiter, but the actual ship that you're supposed to be in, that your orbiter docks into.
Well, not necessarily. You know, we're talking about large ships. Like
no, that's what we were mentioning.
well, for mooring class type stuff.
No. The shit they were talking about are the actual Tenno ships. The actual
Did they
ships
actually
they're supposed to be
say that?
Yes,
Or...
yes, and
okay.
there were mission types associated with them.
Yeah, because they showed that off. They showed off moving in that space. Or at least Steve did on his home stream.
A defensive state that they would go into for these things where you would transition between inside your ship combat and then like a parkway.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody else talked about this on one of their videos recently. I think it was Rob. And he was kind of mentioning some inside stuff. But yeah, Steve had mentioned doing this whole thing of showing off the actual ship. Because right now the only ship you can see and mess with is your orbiter, which is just the tiny landing craft that drops you off missions. Which
you
isn't
notice
your actual ship.
Going into your ship, there's a opening, and it looks like you change into a different place. So
There's the ramp that goes down in your ship is from your orbiter to your ship. Your actual ship is where your Tenno is where your arsenal is, and your foundry, mods and stuff like that. Right? That downstairs area is part of the actual ship. And there's considerably more to the ship, it's a lot bigger. They just never showed it.
Yeah.
So it's never actually been showcased in game. I mean, hell, up until what date was it? We got the actual orbiter. It was like forever ago. We didn't even have an orbiter at a certain point.
Well, it's like one of the like we used to be in a dark room with the solar system in front
just
of us.
look at space. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. Seems like so long ago, man. Like it seems like years and years and years.
It literally hasn't been a couple of years. But
well, no, I mean I'm sorry. It feels like 5 to 10 years. It feels like I've been playing for that long. Granted, I've been playing close to that.
okay. Did you unlock the doors? Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, so supposedly, they showed off some stuff to that.
That was my mistake.
So that looks very, very interesting. And they showed some.
I jumped out this time.
Okay. They showed some concept art for a couple of other things, like some weapons that are coming, armor sets that are coming, a shotgun tube. Right. And
they showed a Corpus shotgun, a Grenier 4-barrel rifle, a Corpus hand sniper rifle, secondary sniper rifle.
They said it was a sniper thing. It looked very Borderlands to me.
Yeah.
Which I'm not opposed to that. I like that. I love the way it looks.
Yeah.
The Corpus weapons look really cool.
And then a SMG.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
As well as a Tenno, or no, it was the Tenno 4-barrel rifle. Like the SMG.
No. It was. What
The Grenier had 2 other weapons, if I remember.
I don't know. A gay guy played Rob has a video showcasing a lot of stuff in the arsenal, and the arsenal is actually up now on YouTube. A lot of
all of the main stage stuff. So
yeah, they put up a lot of those panels.
Art panel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't put up the the hell was that? The Tennogen panel. It was the Tennogen panel was pretty small. So
yeah.
But yeah, they also showcased our next prime.
And what is our next prime?
Our next prime is actually Android. So
I've already been told it comes with a rework. Thank fucking Christ.
Yes, the rework is in the works. It is a thing that will happen. Hydroid will get a rework. I'm super intrigued because I haven't seen any theory crafting on what would make a Hydroid better. I've seen what would make a Trinity better. I've seen what would make an Ash better. What would make a fucking Bobbin better. I've seen all this shit. I never paid attention and remotely to what would make a Hydroid better.
Right. Well, it's because he's not really in a terrible spot, but he's not in a great spot either.
He's not in the most useful spot. Nobody really finds a super good use for him because his abilities are too randomized. There's too much RNG associated with his kit for him to be super fucking useful. And you want your kit to be focused.
Yeah. To do one thing really well.
Yeah, you have
your other
some particulars for it. Yeah, you want some particulars with the kit. You want to
now, I do have some information that wasn't found anywhere else. And this is because I got some information straight from Scott. Because you walked away after you were done talking to Steve, and Scott walked over.
No, I went back.
Okay.
Saw Scott. I went back over to talk to Danielle for a second. and then I came and Scott was there, so I talked to him sitting at the table.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so.
I sat and talked with him, and we had some conversation about bolts and what's going on with him.
Okay, you told me about this.
And apparently, he is taking a tentative look at some of his efficiency stuff. Like, specifically, the efficiency, how the efficiency is worked out with his shield and movement. Because there is an issue there. He doesn't like where it's sitting right now, so he is looking at it.
Yeah, okay.
So, hopefully something comes of that. I'd be really interested to see if that gets a rebalance or something. Because it honestly is a real bitch to mod for.
How the hell did I get my crossbow to sit like that?
No idea. Hit the button.
Oh, hold on, let me see this.
Hit the...
Kill that, hold on. Alright, I'm just taking a screenshot, but what Anyway, so yeah, he's getting looked at. Just want to steal the thunder from, want to steal that thunder from Hydroid Prime there. Yo. What the hell are you doing? Stop doing that. You're glitching out in the elevator, dude. What?
Yeah. I can keep it like stuck in professional, like, because right here, you can go to the button so it keeps working.
That explains why the guy called me an asshole. Anyway, long story. I'll deal it.
Tune into ShotFace's morning streams at ShotFace or Twitch TV/ShotFace. Find out why the guy called him an asshole. Oh wait, because he's an asshole.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm pretty nice on stream, but yeah, that was a weird day. Anyway, so we got some Nami Scala goodness. We got some
we have Nami Scala, Prime,
so,
and Ballistica Prime.
Ballistica, that's what I wanted to say. Racked or something. No, it's Ballistica. I'll take that. I'm saving up for tomorrow when Homeboy gets here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got Ballistica Prime. We got Nami Scala Prime, which looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
So and Nami Scala has an OG status for where it's at right now. Like it's kind of like meh. It's in a garbage tier, but it's not great.
Some crit would really push it into another territory.
Some crit would be okay, but if it's bumped up in status, which seems to be a lot of stuff is getting a lot of status lately, so I guess
it's got a decent status. I think it's got a status of like 25 to 30.
No, it's I think it's 15, dude. I want to say it's 15. I'll have to take a look, but yeah. So if the Prime version comes out and it has like really good status, that's not gonna be bad at all because it'll definitely get a bump to damage. So that's gonna be a pretty decent weapon, you know.
I disappear every time I take a drink of Mountain Dew.
It looked really good. And then the Hydrate itself, obviously we're gonna get a Hydrate rework. Now, if that is the case, I would hope that because they showed Arcwing on the Plains of Eidolon,
we
do get some form of Arcwing rework or touch-up.
It's not gonna happen, man.
Because even
if you looked at it,
the YouTube panel, Brosime said, "Give me breaks. That's all we want. We want some type of retro rocket, something that slows us down or stops us from running in fucking walls randomly."
I think they're gonna slow it down. Period. I think they're just gonna slow down the speed and leave it as is. Well, and the gameplay mechanics is gonna be you're in atmosphere. It's gonna push you. It's gonna make you slower.
It looked pretty slow, but it didn't look Sharkwing slow, which is the idea.
Which is good.
It looked like they were straight up just using Tismania's fucking mechanics, which is totally fine. So I'm okay with that. That makes sense to me. Granted, the big hyper thruster she was using to move around the map, for the force and visual effects that were presented on screen, she wasn't moving that fast. So
no,
they could probably tone that down a little bit. She wasn't breaking the fucking sound barrier in atmosphere that close to the ground at the speed she was moving. At the speed she was physically moving, no, but the visual effects on screen made it look like she had just broken the sound barrier.
I mean, it'd been kind of cool. Wait, why are we in different groups?
How did we separate? What the hell? That's weird.
No idea.
You take mine.
You take mine.
No. Okay. Alright.
Now we're just being drunk assholes.
Yeah, okay. So, just let me get it off my screen. Here we go. Let's load up another one. What do we got? We have another mobile defense we could do. Fuck it, we're doing this one. We're going ham.
Going ham
Bring
sandwich?
ham sandwiches.
God damn it.
Okay, so we got all that. We got Dark Wing. We got a lot of things. A lot of things came out of TennoCon. So many things. We missed doing the escape room, which Brozon showcased in his clips and funny moments thing.
Honestly, I'm not that upset about it. Like it seemed interesting.
I would have liked to just try it out. It seemed very, very interesting. It was a very small room, and it required a knowledge of the game, which I thought was pretty cool. Do the what was it, the hunt thing?
Oh,
the,
we both got Unaru.
Oh yeah, no, not that. The school thing that they show every year, where like school did the most or whatever.
Yeah, no, that was what. Yeah, we got Unaru. Yeah, for that.
Yeah, we got an Iru, but yeah, whatever. We didn't get Narumon, which is my school, so.
Oh, shut up! We didn't get
Zenerik either.
Zenerik, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we both use Zenerik.
Yeah, I like Zenerik. Zenerik is definitely my
A lone Tenno operative is
my what is it?
for supplies.
My second school, my second degree.
Watch out. I'm detecting
My master's is in Naruma.
Do you have a matching relic?
I have a BA.
You have a bachelor's in Zenerik, but you have a true
Sending
master's.
life support capsules your way.
Okay. So we also we didn't do a bunch of stuff because we waited in line for merch.
Well,
merch line
one
was
of us waited in merch line.
Okay. You waited in the merch line for like
half an hour
while I got food. You waited in the merch line for like 10 minutes while I got a couple of fucking waters. And I had to go wait in a line to get those waters. So we got out. And I waited in line for a half an hour while you talked to Megan on camera. Okay.
Which I was on prime time. I'm in the highlight stream
for like literally an accumulated second and a half.
No, it's like 3.5 seconds.
You used one word from your mouth and one time when you laugh.
Yep. But no, I actually did the interview for like a solid, I want to say it was close to like...
It was 10 to 15 minutes.
10 to 15
you
minutes.
were over there forever.
Okay.
I crossed damn near the whole convention floor while you were over there talking, while I was in the frickin' merch line.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an awesome interview. It was like just getting to sit and talk to me.
Yeah, she even said it on the Prime Day. Hey, speak to Stalker. He's gonna be right here, dude.
Stalker?
Yeah, he'll be right now. He knows my every move. Look at this guy. Does he? Oh my god, really? We're gonna do this? Oh, dude. You quarterback here. Stalker's gonna walk in on... Wait, did you kill him?
No.
Another life support
Oh, no, there? Where is he?
waiting?
Oh, what the fuck is he? Oh, okay, here he comes. Here he is. I see him. Excuse me, fellas. Turned me off. What a dick. Oh, shit! What the hell hit me?
Dick?
He blew me up. There you go.
Wow! Ow! Fuck!
What? What the fuck was that? He blew me up.
I don't have life strike on that. On my result of
Okay.
So.
Yeah, no, he hit me. He one-shot, but something blew me up. That was weird. I don't think I've had that happen with Excal in like 2 years.
You also haven't played Excal in like 2 years.
I really haven't. I haven't used my build or anything in a very long time.
Puke! No!
Oh yeah, I'm super slow. Holy crap, I need to fix this. I think I'm flipping on.
Yeah, I don't have life strike on, so I have no way to get energy back. Or heal back.
That's what I'm looking for. Okay.
Yeah, I should have blinded.
Yep, blind would have worked. Wow, we totally just got our ass handed to us by a stalker for the
After
first time
talking shit.
For the first time in fucking forever, though. Like,
yeah.
I haven't actually been beaten up by the stalker in a while. Usually it comes to me when I'm Excal too. Like,
well, credit to you, my next guy. He's like, he's rusty, I got him!
yeah, it's very, John all that, apparently.
I haven't been getting anything in chat. Has he been commenting in chat?
Well, he's been texting me.
Oh. I'm gonna die. There it is.
But we all have 10 rank. Oh, wow. Okay, okay. Alright, you're on your own. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we are getting beat up.
What level
Right,
is
I know what's up.
Just a level
I have
32.
no idea.
Need my energy back.
Do I have rage on? I don't think I have rage on. What?
No.
Oh, no, you're gonna die. You're gonna...
Dick.
Yeah, you're done for the day. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna be an exalted play. This is what's happening. Tired of getting totally attacked and playing with me. Anyway.
Good berserk going.
Yep. Supposed to be
Come on, you got it.
Anyway.
3/4 the way there. But yeah, continue.
So, crap. We didn't do a lot of stuff. We didn't get to do a lot of things because we ended up leaving halfway through to go get a beer with Fred. We went and got some scotch with Fred. Anyway,
yeah, which was cool. Like, honestly, the thing I enjoyed most was just hanging out with the attendees. Yeah, the content creators, because, like, I love doing this podcast. Like, I honestly, I just genuinely like doing this podcast. It's a ton of fun because it's me sitting down with other people that I know that love this game and just talking and having it out and, like, talking about what we think is going to happen in the game and things like that. So, to be able to do that with people who've been doing it for years and know how it feels to, like, do this. And
have, like, informed opinions on all this shit.
And
have debates about it.
Yeah. Having debates about it and understanding that it's okay if you guys differ on an opinion or differ on a stance on something, because you can both sit down and talk about it intelligently. And it's not just, you know, two people on Twitter yelling at each other because one person thought they pissed the other person off, or something along those lines.
Let's roll.
Oh, roll?
Yeah, we'll back out of this one and we'll do another one.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a quick second look at my account build. I got beat up.
Actually, we are at time.
Oh, we are at time, but I imagine we'd go over today.
Maybe a little. We do have a few more things. We have a few more things to talk about.
Yeah, so aside from all of the super awesomeness at TennoCon and the super awesomeness surrounding TennoCon, like all the stuff we actually got to do, hanging out with Rob and CIK, Connor, all those guys shortly, there was a nice little meetup that Rob was super scared nobody was going to show up for, and it was really only a handful of people who actually showed up for it.
Granted, it was a few. It was more than a few blocks from the fucking convention center.
It was a little out of the way. I guess Connor had picked because Connor had gone up a couple days prior, and Rob had only shown up really like, that night before, I guess. Which I think was Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we got there, which is actually where we ended up meeting Faven for the first time, and then we walked up to like.
Which I pulled him aside for. I think it was like 3/4 of that meet.
Oh, no, it was, yeah, no, it wasn't considerable amount of holy shit, it was.
Because it was, they showed up, they joined the circle, and I was standing next to him, and I just started a conversation with him about, like, the Greg skin and all the in-depth stuff, and then you joined.
I don't know if you noticed that, but, we kind of, like, between you and Faven, between you and Fred, I know he doesn't care to be called Faven, honestly, he doesn't really give a shit, he likes to just be Fred.
Yeah.
But, we actually kind of closed that circle with you guys, because you were getting, like, super hyped talking to him, and, so we were having another conversation about other shit, and Rob was talking about the whole thing that came out, the like secret language and shit that came out. That was released to all the YouTubers and shit. We were talking about that, and you guys were talking about Bolt Grax.
Yep.
And so we kind of closed the circle with you guys on the outside of it ever slightly.
Well, yeah, like that happened, and we just got really in depth on like him talking about the issues and the things that come up in content creation like that, and me just talking with him on the art aspects. Yeah.
It was awesome. Go on about that stuff. He actually enjoyed it. It's like I don't know. I'm not gonna talk too much about what Fred does or who he is. He's his own person. If you want to ask him, find him on fucking Twitter. But yeah, he enjoys the work of doing it. I know he likes that, and he appreciates aesthetics for a mechanical or purposeful appearance. He doesn't. That's why you'll see on all the Grax skins there's like bands that look like they're holding things together, like plating and things like that.
Vents and
there's all kinds of mechanical stuff on the skins themselves that make them look like they're being used. It's really closely at a lot of the
even like access panels and way that panels come up. like that.
He looks at things from a very mechanical standpoint, which is very great. He has a very practical engineering kind of approach, which is something we appreciate. He doesn't like visual aesthetics for the sake of visual aesthetics. He doesn't really care for that shit, which is funny because he's good friends with he's really good friends with Hitsu-san.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think we mentioned this earlier. He was constantly hitting on Hitsu-san's approach, but more of not in a way to say he's wrong for what he does. Not necessarily in jest. I think it was more just like in a competitive way. Like they're friends, but they're kind of rivals because they look at the approach of the same work. They look at approach of the same work from two completely different aspects.
Yeah. Compare like a Volt Grax. Yeah, Volt Grax to Zephyr. Hitsu-san Zephyr skin. Yeah.
Yeah. And I talked about just vaguely when we were up in what's his name's apartment in downtown. I vaguely mentioned while we were just hanging out with everybody that Hitsu-san's medals, especially on the max skin, looked a little tinny. They gave this kind of tin feel to them, these medals, and he chomped on that bit hard, and he went for it and just started going in on him. And it's like, this is fucking great. It's like, well, right there, I was like, okay, Fred, if we meet later, we're getting drunk. We're gonna have a couple drinks.
But okay, so, and is there anything else you want to get you want to make sure it gets in, because we are at time.
Okay. Well, I'm streaming regularly.
Okay.
So there's that.
So
I'm probably
Twitch.tv/ShotFace.
ShotFace, obviously. I'm streaming on Twitch. Been doing it in the mornings, every morning week from 11 to 1, about 2 hours of some Warframe stuff. I'm going to be moving that to a later time, obviously, because I will be going back to work next week, my actual real-life job. So I'm thinking I'm going to move to the evenings, maybe do 2 or 3 hours a couple times a week. Probably early in the week. I still haven't pegged down what days and what I'm going to do specifically. Also, I might not be doing totally Warframe related crap. I might be doing not a Warframe, but I have been looking at other games. I know I'm probably going to be on the Founders list here shortly for Fortnite. So, I mean, if I go all out for Founders Pack on Fortnite, then you'll be there with me. Yep. At the very least, because I'll get you a code.
Right.
So, but other than that, I don't really have much else going on. I know there's some Paragon stuff that's gone down, which we got to hang out with Tagish a couple times, talk to him.
Which I do want to, I do want to see more if I can talk to him and get him maybe on the podcast at some point. See if I can talk him into doing something like that. That'd be really cool.
But yeah, so that's really all I've got. Have you anything?
Nothing really more I wanted to cover, other than because a lot of the big things have already been covered. We got the Plains of Eidolon, we got the Forge, we got the new Prime stuff, which is coming with a rework for Hydroid Prime. Honestly, I think the only other big thing that came out was the new frame After Harrow.
Oh, yeah, the glass frame. She's supposed to be the Arbiter of Texas frame.
Yeah, she's the Arbiter of Texas frame, and it's all about heating and cooling in glass and some interesting things. No idea how they're going to use those mechanics, but more power to them. I want to see something weird, quirky, and cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I think that'd be a really interesting... It's a very interesting thing, because, like, me and you tried to create a frame with a kit on the way back, because we had a 5.5 hour drive. And a lot harder than you might think.
Yeah, because when you start thinking about balancing, you get into the weeds about some stuff, which I am going to actually write down all that stuff soon enough. We'll have some notes to go over. So if anything, we'll submit it as a fan submission.
Yeah, why not?
So I would like to get other people's thoughts on that at some point, because we actually thought I'm not going to give anything away here, but we started with one concept and ended up in a completely different concept.
Like it started and it was kind of limbo with some other stuff mixed in, and then we shifted away from that because it got more and more like limbo, and
yeah, it just wow, that process took a fucking turn in 4 hours. time that you wouldn't believe what was done in that process.
You want to give away a theme? You want to give away our themes?
No. I don't want to.
Oh.
I don't want to do anything with it. I just kind of want to leave it be because I know we're gonna still discuss it. Probably gonna discuss it considerably more here very soon. But yeah, other than that, that's all we really got. Anything big you got other than
next
week?
week?
Anything coming up? Anything?
Well, next month, if you guys are still hanging around, if you enjoyed the stuff, come out and check us out and keep subscribe to the channel. We keep doing these every Thursday around 8:30. We'll start up and we'll go for about an hour, and we just talk about everything we've been playing, mostly Warframe usually, if we've been doing any of that.
Thursday night of the week. Remember, it's Thursday nights. It's very particular. It's usually a half hour after prime time.
Yep. And yes, Hydro Prime is going to be awesome, man. But yeah, we usually do it about a half hour after prime time, so whatever your time zone is, judge it by that. So whenever prime time goes on, usually about a half hour after that, which is about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
East Coast.
And that we do this every week, and it can consist of mostly consists of Warframe stuff, but we do dabble in Paragon, which is another free-to-play MOBA being done by Epic. And lately we've been also dabbling in a little bit of Elite Dangerous. We haven't talked too much about it on the podcast. We're just now getting into it, but we're both having a lot of fun in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be down. But
I've been drinking, so I kind of want to navigate the stars.
But other than that, next month on this podcast, we are actually doing a complete month dedicated to Paragon. So right now, I am trying to lock down some guests. The people I have right now are Another Notch, who is the creator of the PCL. He's going to be on one of the podcasts, usually probably a little later in the month, and as well as Covert GG, who's another streamer, who's really great dude. But I'm trying to lock down two more. One of them I'm looking at to see if I can talk Tiger Stripe into coming on, because he both does Warframe and Paragon. He'd be really interesting to have on the podcast.
Okay.
So look for more information about that soon. As always, I am Cazz. Cazz the Casual on Twitter, at Underverse Adept. And I have been joined tonight by
ShotFace, pro extraordinaire.
or
ShotFace
with
guy
a
who
zero.
just started streaming this week. Yeah, and the zero in my name, so there's that.
At ShotFace with a zero.
ShotFace with a zero. I'm gonna change my name to ShotFace with a zero. Like the whole phrase. Like a pimp named Slipback. Nah, bitch, you say the whole thing.
now say it with me now. A pimp named Slickback.
It's like a Tribe Called Quest. Alright.
So we're drunk.
Let's get the fuck outta
Thank you
here.
for putting up with our drunk mugs, or at least my drunk mug in his dumbass voice. But thank you for watching.
Hey.
Give this video a like. Make a comment if you have any issues with the audio, which we know we've had issues with audio in the past, and we're still trying to work those out. So any issues like that, if we're too loud, if we're too soft, if you'd like to hear more game sound, less game sound, let us know what you think. As well as giving us any thoughts. What else do you want us to talk about? What else do you want us to cover? Anything that we missed? Anything that you think we should have known, that we got wrong, or anything like that? Please let us know, because we are always looking at the comment section. Thank you for watching. This has been the Tenno Two Drink Minimum, episode 0.9.After Tenno. So,
Alright.
And that is it. As always, keep it cool, keep it casual. Thanks, guys.